Hello, Sheek here with a Transformers review for the Build-A-Figure Macadam from Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures. Currently in front of the camera I have Megatron, Shockwave, Bumblebee, Hot Rod, Grimlock, RC, and Thunderhowl. As you may have noticed, number 1, or Optimus Prime, is missing at the moment. When I went to the store to grab all these figures, I was only able to find these 7. I was unable to find Optimus, so I ordered him on Amazon, and he should hopefully be here by the end of the week. And I will finish off the review with Optimus rather than starting with Optimus, as Megatron is number 2 in this set. I will be starting with him. And then, as I go on, I'll move on to Shockwave, Bumblebee, and the rest. And then I will do a final review of Macadam himself once he is complete. So, here is Megatron, number 2 in the set for Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures. As you can see, this is what the box looks like. Megatron 6 and up. He converts from tank to robot in 24 steps, and he has the torso or upper body for Macadam, and he comes with a couple of blast effects, and of course there's Megs himself. As you can see, there is a Cybertron in the background glowing brightly. Looks kind of cool, although I'm not the biggest fan of the backdrops, although for those that like it, it's definitely a plus. And then there's his instructions to go from robot mode to tank mode. So there he is, and we'll go ahead and pop everything out of the packaging. Come on. There we go. One thing that I did notice, at least about him anyway, is that there doesn't appear to be any of the normal ties that you see on like the Studio series. Oops, popped off his hand. But on the other figures that hold them in place, instead, they've designed the packaging to hold them in place on their own, which may be a plus or a downside. In this case, might be more of a downside because, as you can see, his hand popped off. But as you can see, also pops right back on fairly easily. So there we go. Give him his fusion cannon. And I will admit, I was initially kind of skeptical of these figures because Cyberverse, most of those figures are very, very simple. Definitely meant for a much younger audience. But I was like, when I saw these, especially for Macadam, he was a character that I really enjoyed from the show. So I really, really wanted to get him. So I was like, I should probably get these while I can before it gets to the point where it's, well, impossible to find without paying ridiculous prices on the internet for them. Now, let's see. To transform him, we'll need to remove his accessories, which I just did. And let's see. Okay. So, step 1, pull out his treads. Flip up these right there. Rotate. Whoops. Oh dear. Ugh. Come on. There we are. Okay. put his arms up like that. I will admit that the instructions these days aren't necessarily the most clear. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit. Although, I don't normally do this in front of a camera. There we are. Okay. I'll just go ahead and get you back in robot mode, and I'll just go ahead and stop right there. Alright, that was a little bit of a rough start, but here we have Megatron in his robot mode with his blast effects and his fusion cannon. And let's take a look at his face. I mean, the red with the black edging is pretty reminiscent of the show. Looks pretty good. But I feel like they could have put a little bit more detail with paint on the face. That torso, though, that actually looks really good with the red paint, the yellow, blue details. As far as, I mean, compared to like some of the other Cyberverse figures I've seen, these are pretty good. Now, let's see. Now, to transform him, we take off his weapons, like so. Then we lift these up, pull them out, turn his elbows, like so, turn his arms at the elbow, like so. Put him above his head. Clip his knuckles together like that. And then flip this up like here, back like this. Rotate his upper body around. Fold down. And that just clips into place. Then down to his legs, flip these out, flip his feet in, leave them open, don't shut them back up, but flip in like that, rotate right there, rotate, and then bend down, like side, like that, clip back together, and there you have his tank mode. I mean, it's obviously a Megatron, like, you know, doing some crazy yoga poses or whatever, but I mean, oh, of course we want to give him his armaments, but I mean, he is a pretty cool tank. I mean, of course the turret doesn't rotate like one might hope or like. I mean, but that's a pretty solid tank. I mean, you have the red up top. I mean, and then blast effect coming right off the front. And, I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot more to say, but this is Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures Megatron #2 in the Macadam Build a figure. And like I mentioned earlier, here is the first part, at least for me, the first part for Macadam himself. It's been fun, and this is Sheek signing off.